That's one not to be missed. The first round, of course, was in this part of the world at the Tunbridge circuit. A brilliant first round. It means that Mark Lorham is leading that competition. We wonder if he can actually take the Masters this year. And the second round is on the 12th of September. On a new circuit, in fact, so that's going to be interesting in itself. Nobody knows what gearing to use yet. Nobody knows what tyres to use yet. They're going to have to sort all that out in practice. They can't use the experience from past seasons because this track has never been ridden before. So the second round of the Masters does promise to be a very interesting occasion this year. Well, away we go with the rerun of race 32 as we look to that far side. No, it isn't, because that looks like we have got riders that I don't recognise from that race. They're definitely trying to get me going this afternoon, aren't they? They've got race 32, of course, because, as I've just been quietly reminded, race 31 was given a result on 3 laps. Now, why didn't I remember that? Why didn't I remember that? I'm sure it's the heat. Sidecar Association at Good Easter near Chelmsford. Now there's a name that I'm sure a lot of you will recognise, Good Easter. It's the British Best Pairs Championship. That's the date for your diary on the 5th of September. Well, they've already got the riders underway once again, and race 32 is the race we have out there. Neil Scopes, the man who's leading at the moment as they come round off that top corner. It looks like Mark Giles holding third at the moment, but Neil Scopes, now this is more of the Neil Scopes that I was expecting to see this afternoon. He is certainly up there in the points, but not quite as high as I would have expected. He's on 18 points at the moment, which is equates to something like 9th or 10th place. Remember back to last year, on the 350, Steve Potts and Neil Scopes won the best pairs at this very circuit. They were both in excellent form last year, and I really was expecting to see Neil on the 350 a little bit higher up. But he could be making up for it now. Perhaps he's realised what was wrong earlier on. He goes into his last lap in race 32, keeping from Mark Giles now. He's up in second, and Jonathan Newton comes through into third place. No, he hasn't. They just told me that isn't Jonathan Newton. Well, it looked like it from the letters that I've seen. But it is Mitchell Godden, of course. I should have recognised those, shouldn't I? Neil Scopes takes the checker flag. Mark Giles gets second, and it's Mitchell Godden that's needing to get up into third spot and gets that as he crosses the line. Race 32 then, the official result reads as a win for number 15, and that of course is Neil Scopes. In second place, number 26, Mark Giles. Third place, number 91, Mitchell Godden. Fourth place, number 121, Alan Harmer. Fifth place, number 811, Glenn Stanton. Sixth place goes to number 12. Seventh place, number 261. Eighth place, 364. There were no other finishers. The winning time, 121.88. 121.88 the time then, and his first win of the afternoon for number 15, Neil Scopes. We move to race 33, and if I quickly go through the points after 2 legs, number 112, Richard Musson, the only rider in this class on a maximum. He's on 28 points, but he's up against Wayne Broadhurst. No Mark Seabride, of course, but Dave Mears goes in this one as well. He's on 19 points at the moment, so well in with a chance. Wayne Broadhurst is second to Richard Musson on 26 points. He knows that Tony Atkin had a win. Keith Potts had a second, so he knows that a lot is on this last ride that he's got in the heats. Richard Musson is right up there again, though. He's gone to the front going into that first corner. The very small figure of Richard Musson, but easy recognisable with those leathers. One rider I missed in the lineup was number 4, Peter Lewis. He had that disastrous first ride, but it's certainly gone a lot better in his second, and this, of course, now his third ride. But Wayne Broadhurst doesn't want to let Richard Musson run away with this competition. He'll be determined to try and get a win past him. Richard Musson does look to be in very, very still Wayne Broadhurst there in second place though. Peter Lloyd is still there in third. Those two not being able to close on Richard Musson. He really does look to be in absolutely cracking form this afternoon. Not traditionally known as a 350 rider, but as I said earlier on this afternoon, a lot of riders going back to riding 350s. Very competitive class. Peter Lloyd now has moved through in the second. Wayne Broadhurst back to third place. There's still Richard Musson gets away from them as he's got one more corner to negotiate at the top of the corner. Peter Lloyd now closes right up on Richard Musson. Well, as they come to the checkered flag, is Peter Lloyd going to have enough time to do anything about Richard Musson? As they come to the line, it is Musson that takes it, but only just from Peter Lloyd. Oh, I wonder what would have happened if we'd have seen another lap there. But what's to be, Richard Musson maintains his maximum. Well, race 33, it turned out to be a win for number 112, Richard Musson. His third this afternoon. He maintains a maximum in this competition. In second place, number 4, Peter Lloyd. Third place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. Fourth place goes to number 14, Martin Jacobs. And fifth place, number 29, Bill Bourne. Sixth place, number 139. Seventh place, 96. Eighth place, 48. Ninth place, 223. And 10th place, 199. No other finishes there. The winning time, 120.87. 120.87. It was 112, 4, 158, 14, 29, 139, 96, 48, and 223, and 199. I'll give you that time again, 120.87, but it does mean that we've got to the interval. Some cracking racing to come up following the interval. Remember, we'll now be working out all the points because the points do get carried through. They can earn points in the semi-final and the final. And we wait to see what happens because we will now be sorting out all those points. I'm sure a lot of you have done it yourselves and we'll see whether you all agree with our point scorers. But while the interval is on, I've got 2 raffle prizes unclaimed. They are a blue ticket 183 and a white ticket 655. They can be claimed from event 1. It's with the 250s and the points have really closed up in the 250. And we know that we've got a lot of riders very, very close on points. Graham Thomas has ridden well this afternoon. He is, of course, the defending champion of the 250cc. Mark Wadsworth is up there with them. Jason Stott, he's had some good rides this afternoon. That was the 1-2-3 last year. Ian Rutter has put into a good performance. But as we watch to see them go, remember they are scoring points in this semi-final. Look at Graham Thomas break away. Oh, he does look determined to hang on to this 250 tight as he goes into that first bend, almost locks it sideways in that first bend, but he stayed in front, looks over his shoulder. Jason Stott is the rider that goes after him. Mike Appleton is up in third place. Bill Ranson in fourth at the moment. But as we look to the front, Graham Thomas, very determined mood this afternoon. Looks as if he is the rider that's going to be the one to beat this afternoon. He goes in this first semi-final knowing that he can get good points from this. Jason Stott still there in second place. Mike Appleton leading the group of riders coming up in third. Number 173 is Neil Taylor in fourth place, who's trying to close on that. And look at Jason Stott closing on Graham Thomas. Or as they go into that top corner, Jason Stott has just let Graham Thomas know that he's right there with him as they go into the last lap coming past us this time. Well, Mike Appleton having a good day. He's still up there in third place. Bill Ranson dropping back through the field as the rest start to catch him. As I say that, you can see that we've had a change for third place in that bottom corner. Into the top end we go for the last time then in the first of the semi-finals. And number 314, Graham Thomas is the winner of the first semi. Jason Stott gets second place. Neil Taylor gets third place. Mike Appleton crossed the line in fourth, but very importantly, he was sitting equal top of the points in the 250 competition. Number 314, Graham Thomas, is going for that title once again. Final a win for number 314, so that's maximum points added to the total that Graham Thomas has already. In second place, number 94, Jason Stott. He's certainly there or thereabouts. In third place, number 173, Neil Taylor. Fourth place, number 558, Mike Appleton. Fifth place is number 62, Steve Barrett. Sixth place, number 183. Seventh place, number 6. Eighth place, number 32. Ninth place, number 49. 10th place, 44, and the winning time, 123.30. So as we turn over the page, we quickly and unofficially will add the points on that they've just scored. 14 points to Graham Thomas, takes him on to 54 points at the moment. As we turn our attention to the second semi-final, I said that on 40 points was Graham Thomas. Equal on 40 points with him was number 344, Mark Wadsworth. So Wadsworth goes, would be nice if I could pronounce it correctly, wouldn't it? Mark Wadsworth goes in the second semi-final. Race 35 that you've got in your programme. But right up there amongst the points is Ian Rutter. He's number 9, he goes in this one. Carl Wilkes is by no means out of it, number 248. Number 44 is... well, that was disappointing to see that number 44, Dean Cameo, had been scoring well this afternoon, but he's dropped right back in the points now with the 10th place in race 34. But we watch with interest to see what happens in race 35, but we have got some of our top point scorers going in this one. Oh, away we go with the second of the 250 semi-finals. Look for Mark Wadsworth. It's that very distinctive pink helmet. He's on the inside of Ian Rutter going into that first bend. Those two almost locked together as they come out of that first bend. Well, Carl Wilkes trying to capitalise on that. Lee Street has gone after them as well. As those two battling out of the front, Lee Street is up into third place and looking to come through perhaps. Well, up the back straight we go, and Wadsworth gets himself to the front. Around off that top bend, Ian Rutter in second place, Carl Wilkes in third place. Lee Street holding fourth at the moment. Well, let's say they're equal on points. This really could be a straight head-to-head in the final between Graham Thomas and Mark Wadsworth. It could be a tremendous climax to the end of the 250 competition, because Mark Wadsworth knows that Graham Thomas has won his semi-final. He knows what points he's sitting on. They were equal coming into these semi-finals. Wadsworth goes into his last lap. Ian Rutter in there in second place. Carl Wilkes up in third. Lee Street still holding fourth. We're looking perhaps for Carl Wilkes to close on Ian Rutter. Oh, those two in second and third place at the moment. Checkered flag will be there this time. Has Mark Wadsworth been able to do exactly the same as Graham Thomas as he comes to the line? He knows he has. Carl Wilkes gets second place though on the line from Ian Rutter. Lee Street finishing in fourth place. Well, that does put us in a tremendous position, because unofficially I can say to you that means 14 points go on to Mark Wadsworth's score. Means he is equal on 54 points with Graham Thomas. Tremendous climax to this event. We look forward to that big final, race 41. Race 35 then, and as I say, maximum points for Mark Wadsworth. It's number 344 that goes in first place. In second place, number 248, Carl Wilkes. In third place, number 9, Ian Rutter. Fourth place, number 75. Fifth place, number 33. Sixth place, number 300. Seventh place, 141. Eighth place, 95. Ninth place, 143. No other finishes there. The winning time, 125.24. 125.24. It means that we have two riders on equal points, and it makes this competition very interesting indeed. Well, as we look to event 4, it's race 36 in your programme, the first of the semi-finals in the 500cc sidecars. Top of the tree at the moment is number 5, Dave Collins, and I thought that was going to be him that got to the corner first, but he's been relegated back to second place, as indeed Mel and Lester Goodwin get to the front. And look along on the inside of them, and Alan Peck. Well, they managed to take advantage of that first corner mayhem because Dave Collins was forced to go wide by Mal and Lester Goodwin. And Alan Olympic rode very, very tight and come through on the inside of them. Oh, tremendous competition in prospect as this goes towards the end of the day because Alan Olympic are on 17 points at the moment. My apologies. Remember that great scrap that we had in that last heat with the 500 sidecars? It looks like the semi-finals and finals are going to equally be the same. Mal and Lester Goodwin had the disastrous first ride earlier on this afternoon. They pulled right up, and they're actually in equal second place in this competition on 17 points. A good result in the semi-final would put them in a prime position for the final. And the man who's at the moment, Dave Collins, is at the moment sitting in third place. So he will be wanting to get closer to the front. But Alan Olympic have got away from the rest of the field. This is a tremendous ride from this crew. As they go round that top bend towards the checker flag, they're going to get the result that they wanted. Alan Olympic win. Now Lester Goodwin gets second. Dave Collins and Rick Francis get third. Well, that really is going to be some quick arithmetic from us to actually see what that has done to the overall points, because Dave Collins was leading on 19 points. Alan Olympic were back on 16 points with 3 crews on 17 points, one of those being Mal and Lester Goodwin in this competition. But let's give you the official result of race 36. It's a win for number 20. That, of course, is Alan and Lynn Peck. In second place, number 30. And that is Mal and Lester Goodwin. In third place, number 5, Dave Collins and Rick Francis. In fourth place, number 10, Tony Cook and Trevor Stewart. In fifth place, number 14, Rob Williams and Edward Davis. And in sixth place, number 73. The winning time, 126.14. And what does that do to the points overall? Well, 7 points get added to number 20. That makes them, by my arithmetic, on 23 points overall. Mal and Lester Goodwin get 5 points. They're, of course, number 30. That means they, in fact, go on to 22 points. But interestingly as well, what happens to third place finisher number 5? They get 4 points, making them equally on 23 points. It's making this a fascinating competition. It will be very, very interesting when we go into the final, because of course the final is point scoring as well. My brain's going to be working overtime, I think, when we get to that final. I will rely on our point scorers more than my own brain. I think that is most sensible to do. Let's look at the second semi-final then, because right up there in the points is number 7, Kevin Lyde and Dick Olroyd. They're on 17 points. You've heard me mention 17 points before, because that's what Mal and Lester Goodwin were on. Also going in this one, we've got number 71, Brian Palmer. Well, another one on 17 points. They would have seen what's happened in that first semi-final. They will know, both of them, there is an opportunity for them here, because there's already 2 crews on 23 points, 1 on 22 points. Oh, we watch to see what happens. It looks as if Brian Palmer has made a tremendous start. Oh, Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn it is that go into that first corner. Kevin Lyde is up there with them in second place. Well, it's these two that are on 17 points, and Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn will know everything. Wayne Boyd is the rider up there in third place, and Brian Palmer is coming under pressure from Kevin Laird. Oh, watch them go up that back straight, because these two engines to me look exactly the same sort of power. I believe it's going to be down to rider ability, and watch the different styles. You can see Kevin Laird drives in hard. Brian Palmer tends to go a little bit wide on the inside of the bend. Keeps the power on and tries to get a very big line going out of the bend. So in other words, he's going to shut the doors on everybody who wants to try and get up the inside of it. Oh, Wayne Boyce is staying with those two, but it does look as if it's going to be a fight right from the front. This is going to be interesting, because if we go into the last lap, again Brian Palmer has gone wide. To say that he's got a right strength on the Kevin Laird. He's just got to keep it going, keep it in a quick, very quick racing line, not leave too many gaps, but most of all, keep the power on and keep it motoring into this last bend. The checkered flag is being made ready. Looks as if it's going to be maximum points in the semi-final for Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. Kevin Laird and passenger Dick Allroyd finishing second. Wayne Boys and Simon King finished in third place. Second semi-final, it's a win for number 71. That, of course, is Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. In second place, number 7, Kevin Laird and Dick Allroyd. In third place, number 91, Wayne Boys and Simon King. Fourth place, number 3, Dave Howes and Steve Glover. Fifth place, number 57, and sixth place, number 9. The winning time, 1:25.07. So unofficially, let's add those points in. 7 points for number 71. That gives him, by my arithmetic, 24 points. That does indeed, by 1 point only, take Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn ahead of the competition. Number 7 gets 5 points, obviously. That means they go on 22 points. Number 91, he picks up 4 points, so he will finish on 17, but right at the top of that competition, Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn on 24 points. Equal, and I will say this is unofficial, it's just me scribbling on a bit of paper here, is number 5, Dave Collins, and number 20, Alan Impeck. But on 22 points, number 7, Kevin Laird, and number 30, Mellon Lester Goodwin. So that competition has got to be the most closest one we can say going into the final, or is it? We wait to see what happens in the 350. 350 comes to the line at the moment, race 38. Top of the points at the moment is Richard Musson, but only by 2 points on Tony Atkin. He's on 40. 175, Keith Potts on 38. Wayne Broadhurst on 36. And number 15, Neil Scopes on 32 points. Well, let's look. Our top runner, number 112, Richard Musson. He sat on a maximum and he goes in race 38. He's joined by our 3rd top point scorer, Keith Potts, and our 5th top point scorer, Neil Scopes. Well, 14 points if you win the semi-final. There's a lot of tension on that start line, I'm sure. We can look for those yellow leathers of Richard Musson. He does break from the middle. It looks as if somebody else has gone with him. Keith Potts moving up on the inside, though. And Richard Musson has gone wide on that first bend. Can Keith Potts get him coming off that first corner? Richard Musson has pulled it in tight. Drives hard down the window. We watch to see Richard Musson go. Remember, Richard Musson is unbeaten so far this afternoon. Oh, Ricky Stanford is the rider up in 4th place. Neil Scopes in 3rd. Keith Potts is the rider in 2nd place, though, as they come round off that top bend. Richard Musson in very determined form on what looks to be a very, very quick 350. Mark Giles now moves through. The riders starting to get a little bit spread out. Oh, Richard Musson really has taken this competition by storm. There was a lot of talk in the press about the amount of riders that could possibly win this competition, and Richard Musson has put it down. So it means that Keith Potts goes to the front and Richard Musson is already on his feet. Oh, that really has made this competition absolutely wide open. It's nice to see how many places Richard Musson can pick up. He's got a lot of work to do because they've already gone into their last lap. He will start picking riders off, but it does mean that as we come to the checkered flag, we've got two things to watch. Keith Potts, as he comes to the checkered flag, will be pleased with that victory. He won't be pleased that Richard Musson put it down, but he has got the victory. Neil Scopes gets second. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was that match 10th place for Richard Musson? I'll wait to see what the official result says, but disaster for Richard Musson. He kept the maximum all afternoon, and he just overcooked it on that top bend. Well, that certainly is going to make this points competition very interesting indeed. Race 38, a win for number 175, Keith Potts. In second place, number 15, Neil Scopes. In third place, number 144, Ricky Sanford. In fourth place, number 29. Fifth place, number 26. Sixth place, 91. Seventh place, 511. Eighth place, 170. Ninth place, 112. And 10th place, number 14, 11th place, number 19. The winning time, 122.89, 122.89, and I'm sure that will please a lot of local supporters that number 175 picks up maximum points. He adds on 14. Gosh, this match is getting complicated now. 38 plus 14 must give me 52. Well, what else have we got there? Neil Scopes gets 12 points. That gives him 44 overall. Remember, this is unofficial. It's me scribbling on a bit of paper, but it does make life interesting. Well, let's count those back. 14, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 goes on to 42, which means Richard Musson now sits on 46 points. Can't give you all the breakdown of point scorers, but it's the top of the table that I'm particularly interested in, because with points added on in the semi-final and the final, it's going to become very interesting towards the end of the day. Race 39 then, and we're already underway. We're looking for the blue and white leathers of Tony Atkin. It looks like Tom Ledbetter's made a break going into that first corner. He slows up and everybody else goes by him as they go into that first bend. One of those riders that come by him was Tony Atkin, but it's Peter Lloyd that leads. Hasn't quite done it yet, or has it? He goes round the outside. Gerald Short goes through the inside as well, but right at the front is Peter Lloyd. Peter Lloyd up there at the moment, leading and going well by the look of it. He's got the beating of Tony Aitken at the moment as they come off that top corner. Wayne Broadhurst has now moved through. That was one of the riders on the disastrous start for Wayne Broadhurst. He's now got himself up in the third place. Jerry Short is still up there in fourth place at the moment. And Dave Mears back in fifth place. He was another one that during the week we were all thinking maybe a contender for the 350 title. Well, Peter Lloyd goes into his last lap. Well, it could be interesting because Tony Atkin was on 40 points, to remember. He up 12 points in the final, in second place position. It means that we go into the final with two riders on the same amount of points. I don't know quite how many points Peter Lloyd will have when he finishes this ride. That one's going to be interesting to see. Peter Lloyd leads with that one after that disastrous start to the day. Tony Atkin, 12 points to get to that second place. Wayne Broadhurst finishes in third. Gerald Short is in fourth. Going to make this competition interesting because my unofficial points say that he gets 12 points, which means he's on 52. Wayne Broadhurst will only pick up 10. So that puts him on 46 points. That's the same as Richard Musson, would you believe? Stay with us for a few moments. If you want to take a quick visit to the caterers or anywhere like that, we've asked for a good few minutes break before we go into the finals. Obviously there are a lot of points to be worked out now. Our point scorers will be rapidly working away on those. I don't want to disturb them at the moment because they are working away on those points. It is important, as I'm sure you've been aware from what I've been saying all afternoon, The points were added together from the heats and the semi-final. We then decide who it is that goes in the final. They're rapidly working on those points, so we'll take a very quick break now while they work out the points. Marshals and officials, if I could ask you to just stay in position, because... While looking across that far side, I can see that most of the crews have already made it to the line. There's somebody that's got a problem by the look of it. It's number 188, that's Terry Patron, who hadn't actually made it to the line at the same speed as the others. He now joins them, so we should be ready, and I think this is probably the only competition this afternoon that hasn't turned out to be close for the final. We have got some brilliant finals to see. But of course, there's nothing better than winning a British Championships without winning the final. It's something that is, of course, in any racing person's head, that you want to go out on a winning note. Everybody would love to win this final here this afternoon, even if they don't win the overall competition, because that also goes down in the record books. Luke Patron has had a very good day so far this afternoon. One disastrous ride where he lost that chain. That, of course, has put him right down in the points, but he's now going to show us what he's capable of. Bill Penfold goes after him. I would expect John Fish to just ride a very sensible ride. John Fish in third place at the moment, number 173. He's got a 6-point margin on anybody else that's out there in this final, so he'll probably let those two scrap it out in front of him. So it could be a good scrap between these two, because Bill Penfold is on 15 points. He's sitting there in second place, or is he? He's now going for first place by the look of it. He gets to first place. Right, changes again. Luke Patron goes to first place on that bottom bend. Well, John Fish, I'm sure, is content to sit there in third at the moment and watch what's going on in front of him. Doesn't want to get involved in any of the tangles at the front, because those two are certainly having a great race. Bill Penfold has got to the front once again. Luke Patron turns in hard and tries to get through on the inside. Oh, John Fish still looking over his shoulder. He knows his other riders going to be closing on him. Well, Luke Patron this time goes through on the pit bend. So the top corner proves to be Bill Penfold and the bottom corner proves to be Luke Patron. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Well, it does look to me as if John Fish may have problems. I keep saying that he's got a 6-point margin, so he's probably mathematically working it out. I wonder if he has realised that a 6-man final might have a moment ago, but well, there's still a good scrap going on between Luke Patron and Luke has gone right up against the ropes. Well, Bill Penfold, I think, got a problem coming in the pit bend. He's now got himself back to the front, but with all those problems that Luke had on the far side, it now means that number 188, Terry Patron, gets involved. Tommy Penfold has now come through. But we're all strictly trying to work out the points here, because if you can see there is obviously some sort of problem for John Fish, but if we quickly add the points up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place now. The checkered flag will go for Bill Penfold. He takes the final from Luke Patron. Number 188 takes third place Terry Patron, 4th place is Tommy Penfold, 5th place is Philip Davis, and 6th place is number 173 John Fish. So it means that he only ends up on 22 points overall. I think that is going to make it very, very interesting indeed. I will wait for the official result. I will do my own arithmetic now quickly, but I think a lot of you may have already worked that out. It's 7 points for a win, remember. It goes 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you add 7 to 15, you get 22. If you add 1 to 21, you get 22 points. Well, it means we could be in for a runoff. But let's give you the official result first. Result then, in race 40, a win for number 2, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. In second place, 808, Luke Patron and Julian Browning. In third place, number 188, Terry Patron and Dominic Doyle. Fourth place, number 24 is Tommy Penfold and Kevin Bovis. Fifth place, number 217, Philip and Richard Davis. And in sixth place, number 173, that's John Fish and Gary Moore. The winning time at 2:22.23. The official point scorers have confirmed my little bit of mental arithmetic. It means that we have a tie for the left-hand sidecars. If you read the programme right at the very beginning, it said if there's a tie at the end of the day, it will be a run-off situation. So on finishing on 22 points, how incredible that competition has worked out. I ironically said before that final started, it's the only one that didn't look close. It's ended up being an absolute tie. In third place, overall, on 18 points, is number 808, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning. That we do know. He has finished in the third spot. But who gets first and who gets second has yet to be decided. Well, we move competitions, of course, to event one. It's the 250cc final. As we look to this final, what an interesting climax this one has turned out to be. 314 is Graham Thomas and 344 is Mark Wadsworth. They are equally on 54 points. Closest to them is number 94, and that, of course, is Jason Stott. He's on 50 points at the moment. Number 9 is Ian Rutter on 46 points. Will it be a straightforward race between those two, or is somebody else going to get in amongst them and make them work extra hard? Well, six laps. It's a long, long way to go for these small 250s. It's going to be a hard race. Will Mark Wadsworth get yet another title? Will Graham Thomas hang on to his title for the second year running? It's going to be interesting. Remind you of what happened last year. Graham Thomas was the overall victor. Mark Wadsworth was second. Jason Stott was third. In 1991, Mark Wadsworth was first. John Dormer was second and Ian Rutter was third. Well, we've got a lot of those names out there again. It could be a straight race between Graham Thomas and Mark Wadsworth. We wait to see whether that will be the outcome. Oh, away we go with the 250cc final. Remember, it's points added on in this final. Graham Thomas has had a stormer of a start. Graham Thomas goes into that first bend some 3 or 4 bike lengths ahead of Mark Wadsworth in second place. As we go down this first straight, you see that Graham Thomas is in very determined mood. Wadsworth is still there in second place, but he's not having it all his own way. Graham Thomas goes up that back straight, already with quite a lead on. But Mark Wadsworth will be chasing after him as hard as he possibly can. We look to see them come round off that top bend. I can see Jason Stott is up there in 4th place at the moment. It is number 33, Richard Smith, holding that third place from Jason Stott. Ian Rutter's gone up there into 5th place at the moment, leading the rest of the field. Carl Wilkes, I can see, is in there with Ian Rutter. But as we look to the front, does Graham Thomas look determined that he wants to hang on to this 250cc British Championships? He certainly does to me. He's riding his heart out at the moment. Looks over his shoulder. He knows that Wadsworth is going to be there somewhere. Richard Smith still riding a good ride in 3rd spot at the moment, but he will be coming under pressure, I'm sure, from Jason Stott. But Mark Wadsworth doesn't appear to be able to close that gap on Graham Thomas at the moment. Now remember, it is 6 laps, so there's a lot of concentration. You've got to keep the mind working. It's all very nice getting out in front to start with, but you've got to keep concentrating, making sure that every corner is perfect. There is no room for error whatsoever. As we go up that back straight, again you can see Graham Thomas looking over his shoulder. He knows it's Wadsworth behind him. I'm sure he would have thought he'd have been closing on him by now. There is one more lap to go. Remember, they're equal on points. It is going to be a case of whoever gets across the line is going to be first. Oh, Jason Stott determined to get through for that third place. He just lost on that bottom corner. As we see them go up that back straight, it is into the last bend that Graham Thomas goes. He's seen the red flag out. He knows that there's 5 laps that have been completed. It's the clerk of the course's decision, but I suspect that that is going to be the result. Graham Thomas, a brilliant ride from him. Mark Wadsworth finishes in 2nd place. That's how they crossed the line after 5 laps. A disappointing end to a great final, seeing that Jason Stott lost it on that bottom corner, but a tremendous ride from Graham Thomas. He said he was determined to hang on to the title. He's ridden well this afternoon. Well, it looks as if Graham Thomas has assumed what the outcome of this result is going to be. He's already coming round to receive your congratulations. We have obviously got to wait for official confirmation from the clerk of the course, because we do want to know if that result sits on 5 laps. They had completed over 3/4 race distance. That can be the case. I don't think anybody would disagree with the fact that Graham Thomas deserves it. Mark Wadsworth has ridden brilliantly hard all afternoon. Graham Thomas, then, we are going to see at the presentation. Tremendous stuff from Mark Wadsworth there, showing that Graham Thomas...
And Mark Seawright, a double win.
British champion. In 2nd place, and equally confirming that position, number 344, Mark Wadsworth. In 3rd place, number 94, Jason Stott. In 4th place, number 33, Richard Smith. In 5th place, number 248, Carl Wilkes. In 6th place, number 173, Neil Taylor. 7th place is number 9, Ian Rutter. 8th place, number 62, Steve Syret. And 9th place, number 558, Mike Appleton. 10th place there, number 141, Steve Holding. No winning time, obviously. They finished before we were due to stop the clock, so numbers only: 314, 344, 94, 33, 248, 173, 9, 62, 558 and 141. Well, that does mean that we have got a new 250cc British champion, and it's unofficial, would say it's a replication of last year's result. Graham Thomas for the 2nd time, a tremendous achievement. We turn our attention now to the 500cc sidecars, and if I can find the right bit of paper, let's update you completely on what's happening with the 500cc sidecars. On 24 points is rider number 71. That is so the 500cc sidecar final. We've got 24 points for Brian Palmer. We've got number 5, Dave Collin on 23 points, and number 20, Alan Olympic on 20 points. So this one we've got to try and work out, because number 7, Kevin Laird, is in all sorts of problems on that first corner. Alan, that's a good winner in determined for. Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn leading on points at the moment. Go through in this final, leading at the moment. Up the back straight, they've got Mel and Lester Goodwin after them. They sit on 22 points at the moment. Oh, as we go down past that, you can see that Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn very determined form. Go round that bottom bend. Alan and Impec, they were sitting in a good position on 23 points, holding 3rd place at the moment, going after Mel and Lester Goodwin. Oh, Kevin Laird, last year's champion, is sitting back in 4th place at the moment, but Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn are the men to catch at the moment. They did have 1 point advantage over the same 3rd place, 5th place we should say. this far. He's gone extremely wide on the far side, but Mel and Lester Goodwin don't look to be able to catch him at the moment. If anything, I'd say that third place, Alan and Lynn Peck are closing on Mel and Lester Goodwin. Well, it's starting to get close for that second place. Mel and Lester Goodwin is certainly closed down on. Kevin Taylor should say he's closing as well. Oh, I think Mel's seen that. He winds it up a little bit going on the back straight. You can see Lester looking over his shoulder every inch of the way. He knows that Alan and Lynn Peck are close. They go into the last lap, and I said there's nothing better than winning a competition by actually winning the final as well, and Alan and Lynn Peck goes through. They put themselves up into second place. It puts Mel and Lester Goodwin into third. Or does it? It's very, very close coming out of that pit bend. You can see that second place is going to be a hard one to get. As we see the new 500cc British champions coming to the line, it's going to be Raz Farmer and Scott Dunn. They win the final. Who's got second? It is Alan and Lynn Peck, I would say, by about half a wheel. Now Lester Goodwin finishing third. I do think that does mean that we've got Alan and Lynn Peck in second place, but that's very unofficial. What I do know is that the winners of the 500cc sidecar British champions for 1993 are Raz Farmer and Scott Dunn.
How many years have you been trying for that one? Go and get your dad. Go on, go see your dad. Go on, go see your dad.
A bit slung off.
Don't matter. Good day. He's won it. He's got that singer. Marie?
He's so excited.
Go and get her, go and get her dad.
The official result of race 42, and I think you know exactly what that means, that they have become the British champions. A win for number 71, that is Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. In second place, has anybody in the crowd got Ventolin, please? We've been asked by the St John's Ambulance. No, we've already found some. That was quick, wasn't it? Look at the power of this microphone. I'll just give an announcement now, and somebody's already got one. Well, I know exactly what the problem is, because Lynn has suffered earlier on in the season with asthma, and obviously everybody who's concerned about Lynn over in the centre, she does get very, very short of breath. She is an asthma sufferer. That's exactly why they're running over there with whatever it is they use in those situations. Number 71 won the final. Let's give you that official result 100%. The race 42. Number 71 won it. He goes in first place. Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. In second place, number 20, Alan and Lynn Peck. In third place, number 30, Mal and Lester Goodwin. In fourth place, number 91, and that of course is Wayne Boys and Simon King. Fifth place is number 5, Dave Collin and Rick Francis. Sixth place, number 7, Kevin Laird and Dick Ormroyd. The winning time, 2:09.12. 2:09.12. So 71, 20, 30, 91, 5 and 7. I have a change to give you on the result of race 41. There has been a lot of activity since I gave that result out, as you would have expected. They've been quoting the rule books in my ear hole, etc. But basically the outcome of it all is that the result reads as no result for number 94, Jason Stott. Everybody else therefore moves up one position. It means that in race 41 you should have 314, 344, 33, 248. Up to fifth goes number 173, sixth number 9, 762, 8, 558, 9, 141, and no other finishers. Hopefully that's clarified it for all of you. No result for the rider that fell, unfortunately, but I'm sure they all know what they're doing. Everybody seems to have agreed it in my right ear hole, so I'll take their word for it. Let's go over the page and look at the last final of the day, because we've got the big final of the 350s. Remind you all, of course, that there is a presentation at the end of the day, lots of awards to be given away. It's not an easy task to win a British Championships. You go down in the history books, and it would be worth you all staying for the presentation to show your appreciation of the riders. Well, what's the situation with 350s? Well, as we go into the final of the 350s, quickly remind you that number 10 and number 175 are in fact on equal points. As they come past me, that Keith Potts is a long way down the field, but the man who is equal on points to him is number 10. That's Tony Atkins. He's not down the field, he's a long way up the field. He's right at the very front, the place where we would want to see him. Tony Atkins, determined to win this final, I'm sure, but he's already been out in the semi-final with Peter Lloyd. To the front. Oh, Peter Lloyd has done very, very well this afternoon. He had a disastrous first ride, falling on that pit bend. He is now winning the final as he comes round that top bend. Tony Atkins still there in second place. He knows that second will be good enough for him. Richard Musson up there in third place. So he's going to be right up there on the top point. Number 139 is Dave Mears back in fourth place. Wayne Broadhurst, number 158, was on 46. He would be hoping to move up through the field as this race develops. But Peter Lloyd showing us what possibly could have been if he'd not had a bad result in his first ride. Tony Atkins came a long, long way to get here this afternoon. He was going to do well. He had some great results of late, and he knows that second place will be good enough for him. Oh, Richard Musson is still there in third spot. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be disappointed to see that Keith Potts is a long way down the field, but as we go into the last lap, no problem at all in determining who's going to win the final. This is Dave Mears on the moment, because Peter Lloyd has really shown us what could have been if he hadn't had such a bad result going on in the afternoon. He's really ridden very, very well. And as we see them come to the checker flag, Peter Lloyd holds his hand in the air. He's won the final. Tony Atkins knows he's done enough to win the British Championship. Richard Musson finishes in third. Well, as the rest of the riders cross the line, I'm sure you're all concerned to see that Keith Potts is on the floor on the far side of the circuit. Obviously, there will be first aid attendants there very quickly. But let's not ignore the fact that a very jubilant Tony Atkins is coming around the circuit because he knows he's done enough to win the final. It's something that he wanted to do this season. I did get a chance to speak to him when he won the Donington Grand Prix meeting a few weeks ago. He said he loved to win a British Championships down here at Cat's Farm. He was looking forward to coming down. It was a long, long way to travel for him, but he has done it. As he reminds me of who dares wins on his leathers. He did politely tell me this morning that I, for months now, have been pronouncing his name incorrectly, but it's Tony Atkins. He's a very confident rider and a very good winner of that event. Remind you all, of course, that we've got the runoff for the left-hand sidecars. Let's give you, first of all, the official result of the 350. For those of you that do keep your programmes 100%, we've got a win there for number 4 in race 43, that's Peter Lloyd. In second place, it's number 10, that's Tony Atkins, enough to give him the British Championships. In third place, number 112, that of course is Richard Musson. In fourth place, number 139, Dave Mears. In fifth place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. In sixth place, number 15, Neil Scopes. In seventh place, number 115, Steve Carter. In eighth place, number 26, Mark Giles. In ninth place, number 144, there's Ricky Sanford. And in 10th place, number 27, Gerald Short. 2:02.61 the time, 2:02.61 the time. It's 4, 10, 112, 139, 158, 15, 115, 26 and 114, plus 27. 2:02.61. Oh, I do hope that they've all been reminded it's 4 laps only. And if it was a problem that John Fish and Gary Moore had, indeed we hope that they've sorted that mechanical problem out. But you can see that John Fish has had all sorts of problems on the start line. Gary Moore doing very, very well to hang on. So he's now got quite a gap to make up on Bill Penfold. Bill got the best of that start. I'm sure he can't believe what the sort of gap that he's got. Remember, it is 4 laps, but Bill Penfold has been known to go very wide on this bottom bend. He's taken John Fish with him, though, on this occasion. John Fish also going very, very wide. But up the back straight, let's see a bit of encouragement for Bill Penfold. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there would want to see Bill win this British Championships. He's had some great results already this season. Indeed, he comes past us, still leading from John Fish and Gary Moore in second. It looks as if that mechanical problem, whatever it was, has been sorted for John Fish. He is already starting to get closer to Bill Penfold, as Bill's gone very, very wide on that bottom bend, and John Fish has now got very, very close. Well, John Fish closes right up on Bill Penfold. I'm sure this audience here this afternoon is totally split between these two. Remember, whoever crosses the line first becomes the British champion. Well, Bill Penfold looks over his shoulder. He must be frightened silly at this bottom corner. He knows he's gone wide a couple of times earlier on today. And John Fish does look to be better around that bottom corner. But as they go up the back straight, Bill accelerates hard, and indeed, as he goes into this top corner, he's just negotiating this top bend. As they come round towards us, it's going to be the checkered flag. This will decide the British Championships. It's going to be Bill Penfold who takes it. Well, a very unfortunate John Fish there. Disaster on the line, but you've got to say credit to Gary Moore, really. He held on very, very well indeed. But I know this is a sport that is local to this part of the country. It's great to see them had such a close competition. It looked as if it wasn't going to be, wasn't it? But it all changed in that final. And John Fish, I feel, must be feeling a little bit annoyed, to say the least, but I'm sure he'll be as pleased as everybody that it is Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw that have taken the British title this year. As I've said earlier on, there will be a presentation, so all of you, if you don't want to rush off and get caught in all the traffic, then please show your appreciation to the riders. And you can see that there's a lot of congratulations now for Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Oh, that's very unfortunate. John Fish goes past us and Gary Moore, but as I mentioned, you can see he's as pleased as anybody that it is Bill Penfold that's got it. Oh, I'm sure they'll be preparing for the presentation in a very few moments. I hope those of you that have got to rush off have a safe journey and have enjoyed the British Championships 250, 350, 500 and left-hand chairs. We've got the presentation to come. If you have got to rush off, if you've got a long journey, then we will be seeing you at a Grasstrack meeting. Right, we will start again then. We'll move on to the 250cc because I know we've got a few 250 riders here already. And this is where, Richie, we asked you to present the trophies, of course. Finishing in third place, and he did just sneak up there through the points and get himself a well-deserved third place. For 1993, third place finisher in the 250cc competition is Ian Rutter. He didn't even get a kiss then, did he? No, don't come near me. Right, we move on to second place, and let's get all three of them up here straight away, because in second place we've got a man that's won this title many, many times. He was second last year, second again this year. It is, of course, the very talented Mark Wadsworth. Well, as we get all the three riders next to me, we're starting to have a few words with them in a few moments, because the winner of the 250 Championships, I think you'll all agree, a very well-deserved win for a very talented rider. He won the 250 Championship last year. He's now got his name on the trophy for a second time. It is, of course, Graham Thomas. He's got to make sure he's got every single one of these trophies that he should have. That's it, he's already run out of hands. He is getting organised. I can see this lot are going to give me a lot of trouble this afternoon, but I know we've got a lot of presentations to make. Oh, we've got to get it right for the photographer, obviously. No, you don't want me in it, Alan, do you? No, you only want the champion. That's it, all the official photographs are taken, and I apologise to all the riders. I won't get a chance to have a word with all of them, but I know we want to have a few words with Graham. Graham, second time with your name on the title. Did you think it was going to be when you got here this morning?
Well, there's a lot of hard competition, and I just hoping to be there at the end of the day, and I've finally done it again, so I was really pleased. Mark pushed me all the way, and I think it was going to be me or him in the end, and I just managed to hold him off, so I was very pleased.
Well, I must admit, I thought there was one race that you went out this afternoon, that when you were beaten, we thought, well, maybe it wasn't going to be Graham Thomas. Were you just playing with us then?
No, I never play. I try my hardest every race, and if whoever beats me, beats me.
Well, great words there, Graham. Congratulations. I know the man standing next to you thought that maybe it was going to be another title this year, but when you indicated to us when you came round at the end, Mark, I've got to say, a very well-deserved winner in Graham, yes?
Absolutely, yeah, he's a great ride, like, you know, he rode really well. Met him 3 times in the day. First time I got the jump on him on the gate. He got a bit behind off the gate for some reason, I don't know what. So I beat him in that one, then he had a good start in the next time we met. Then in the final he just got away and couldn't touch him. He's so fast down the straight, I just couldn't touch him.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Mark. Of course, it is second place, and second place last year that goes on there, but a name that is going to be recognised a lot, I think, in 250 racing. Ian Rutter, pleased with third place?
Very pleased, really, after I've not really done many meetings this year, and this should be the last British final today. I'm retiring at the end of the year, so I just want to thank a few people if I can. Dave Lord, New Track Components for helping me out during the period of time I've been racing. John Cox for mechanic, and my wife and little girl for being with me. So it's been a really good result, but actually a really nice day. It's been a great meeting.
Well, that's excellent. And he's a granddad, I don't believe that. But one thing I did notice, I'm going to state the obvious. Have you noticed the accent on all these boys? They've travelled a long way to get down here, and they're the ones that are going to be taking the spoils away. We've got the 3 winners in the 250 Championships. I give you Graham Thomas, Mark Wadsworth and Ian Rutter. Now, should I attempt to do the left-hand sidecars again? Do you reckon that's worth an attempt? I get no response at all from anybody over here. Make it up as I go along. The left-hand sidecar competition, we will try again. I did try this one earlier. In third place, after a very hard-fought competition, we've given this once out already, so we go straight to the name of the man who's ended up in third place. It is, of course, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning. Right, we've got third place, and they've received the trophies, as you can see. We move on to second place then, because I did give this one out a few moments ago. You know who's in second place. It's the left-hand sidecar competition. It was indeed John Fish and Gary Moore. I can can see I'm going to run out of space in a very few moments because we've got two more guys to get up here, of course. The winners, and they hold the title of British champions in their class. A very hard-fought competition. I know there was a lot of people earlier on in the year that were tipping these boys to win it. They've been going very, very well. He was very cagey when I spoke to him this morning in the pits, but he has ended up being the victor. It wasn't easy, of course. You've all seen that they had to go into a runoff. The winners and the British champions in the left-hand sidecars is, of course, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Right, that's it. We've got the photographs out of the way. As we did a moment ago with the 250s, I will get and try and have a few words with these people. I'm sure I'm going to end up running out of microphone lead, but there's a lot of them here. We'll start with the champions, of course, because they've had a very hard-fought day. And this man, I know I did speak to earlier on in the day, Bill, you felt a little bit confident this morning, but I don't think even you could have predicted how hard it was going to be.
No, definitely not. It's a long, hard day.
A long, hard day, but did you really think it was going to end up being a run-off after you saw the margin that he did have going into the final?
Definitely not, no. I thought John was going to win. So as things worked out in the final, we'll see what happens. It was a run-off. Unfortunately, that's what happens now.
Well, as I say, the old cliche is, that's racing, as they say, but I've got to quickly move across here because the man I would want to have a word with is this second place finisher. Of course, John, everybody's going to say, what was it that went wrong in that final?
Number 1 and 4 coil broke down by 2 cylinders only. Tried to keep the 4th or 5th place, but not enough power. Just dead.
Well, I say, that's an old cliche to say that's racing, but, well, when you have that much bad luck, and then in the final, I'm going to quickly move to your passenger because, really, Gary, I mean, there was a lot of us thought that he was going to be contesting that runoff by himself.
Well, I managed to stay on. It was hard. I wasn't going to let go.
Well, a very determined comment there. And let's move across over here quickly because if I talk about hard luck, Luke, that was one heck of a push around that circuit earlier on in the day. I've got to say that. The rest of the day must have been pretty hard following that.
Yeah, it was, especially when we went through the ropes over there.
Luke, you weren't meant to mention that. Now, I did see it, but I mean, people on the far side got a little bit of a fright when you got close over there. But been a hard day. The bike does look to be in good condition. Obviously, a good result to get up in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, it was. It was a good day. Good racing.
Well, I'm pleased to see that all 3 of you are up here because obviously I will quickly nip across here because there's one man. Did I hear a moment ago that you don't drink? Nigel, I can't believe that you don't drink. Nigel, you've had a good day, obviously, but did it work out exactly how you planned it?
Not really. You know, on the lead John had going in points you had, you know, we didn't think we were catching, but we had a bit of hard luck, we had a bit of good luck. That was it.
Well, that's it, and indeed, I can't say better words than that, really. That means that the title goes to, obviously, these two, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw, but let's give you all 3 of them again, Luke Patron and Julian Browning, John Fish and Gary Moore, and of course, Bill Penfold and Nigel Shaw. Well, I'm going to have the same trouble now again, aren't I? Because I'm going to run out of space because we've got another sidecar class here, and that, of course, is the 500cc sidecar class. Well, I thought that, to be honest, this was going to be one of those classes and one of those meetings that bad luck was going to play more of a part than good luck. But as it turned out, when we looked at the points that they were going to that final, we knew we had potentially one of the best finals of the day. The points were very, very close. I think everybody will be amazed with this result because it really has meant a few upturns when you added the points through during the day. Mel and Lester Goodwin started with a very bad result. That was mechanical problems, but they've ended up in third place, so finishing in third spot for the British Championships of the 500 sidecars, Mel and Lester Goodwin. Well, they've picked up third place. It means we move on to second place, and this is a very interesting racing team indeed. Their husband and wife, it is, of course, Alan and Lynn Peck. Well, we've got two crews up here already. That's second and third. There's one more crew to come up. That, of course, is the new 500cc sidecar British champions. Raz, you meant to look at the camera when he's taking the photographs. I think I've got to have a quick few words with this man. I'm going to fall over and break my leg, I think, with this cable in a very few minutes. But, well, I think the first thing I'm going to ask is that whenever I call you Brian, you seem to talk to me politely. But when I'm doing interviews with you and call you Raz, I don't really know why I'm calling you Raz. Am I? Oh, perhaps that's one you'd explain to me later. But, Brian, I must admit that you were very tentative, I think is the word to say, when I spoke to you this morning. You were trying to be confident, but when I was looking at you, I was sort of thinking, well, I don't know, it might not, it might not. As the day went on, it didn't all go your own way, did it, to start with? But as the day went on, things got a lot better.
Yeah, that's right. With such high class that we've got in this country now, you can never be overconfident. You've got to have respect for all the riders that you're against. And this is no different from any other meeting with the amount of people that we've got now, that are really good riders. But as the day went on, we seemed to... Some of the troubles that I had, I shouldn't have had. I've been doing it a bloody long time, so I shouldn't have had them, but I did. But once we got our mind out, and then my confidence started to flow again, and yeah, and it all come true in the end. 8 years I've been waiting for this.
Well, I knew he wasn't going to run out of Well, Scott, I must admit, I don't want to bring up this subject, but the last time I saw the 500 sidecars, you two ended up on your ear down at High Halden. But you've obviously recovered from that, and I do notice that every time we go across that winning line, you're always throwing your fist in the air, but there's a few people out there I could ask this question of, but would you have predicted this result this morning?
No, but yes. I don't know, I've been fairly confident this year, the same as Brian. I don't know, it's a dream come true, to be honest. It really is.
Well, I think there's one or two people out there that can believe it. I think there's one or two people that are very pleased for you. I'll move on because Alan and Lynn, I know I've spoken to you before in the past. You've got more competitive, I would say. I know your excuse used to be that you ride abroad a lot. Are things coming together now in this country?
Nah. Nah, we haven't done much in the country this year. We've been abroad a lot, and you're racing against like fast people, and you don't win, and it knocks your confidence a bit. You come over here, and it's good. I mean, we've worked hard. We struggled in the middle of the day, but it come right in the semi, and then again in the final. We had a good race.
Well, indeed, I agree with you that it came right. I think that was a brilliant race that you had in the final to hold that position. But there is one burning question that all of us have got to ask. Lynn, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Was that just unreal? Well, I know that down at Winchester we had a quick panic when you were racing in the 500s down there because everybody said, oh, Lynn suffers with asthma and shouldn't be out in grass fields and things. But, you know, that was a long final, wasn't it? 6 laps. Did you think he was going to finish where he did?
No. I thought we were going to be first.
Well, there's a lot better confidence conversation than I've had with you earlier on in the season. These two are obviously growing in confidence as the year goes on. And you two, well, I know I spoke to you earlier in the year. There's a certain member of your family that keeps telling me how good you are. And he keeps reminding me of that. There was problems earlier on in the day. What exactly were they?
One of the fuel taps fell apart, so we was lack of fuel in the first place.
Yeah, they don't go very well without any fuel, do they? You know, you have to keep it in there.
It certainly goes better with it, yeah.
I mean, obviously, great hopes for you two representing us, as indeed all 3 of these sidecar crews representing across Europe. But pleased with the result that you've ended up after that disaster to start with to get into 3rd place.
Pleased, but on the other hand disappointed. But if we couldn't win it, it couldn't have happened to a better bloke anyway. So.
I think he wants it. Lester, I've got to have a quick word with you because sentiments obviously I'm sure have felt the same, but I'm running out of microphone wire here. But obviously, no, you're not meant to say that, Sandy. Going on to bigger and better things as the year goes on, what other big meetings have we got coming up?
Pass.
Now you're meant to know that. I'm supposed to be expected to know what meetings are coming up. Let's quickly move back over here because we do the same as we've done with the other classes. Let's give you all 3 once again and a big round of applause to our British champions, Mel and Lester Goodwin, Alan and Lynn Peck, Brian Palmer and Scott Dunn. Oh look, he hasn't given up, has he? Look, he's going to rob me of a job soon.
I would just like to say that I dedicate this win to my late father, without whom he helped me very, very much in the earlier days. I just really gutted that he's not here to see it. Also, the army of followers that have had confidence in me, and my lady, who's stuck by me all over the years, has keep going, you'll get there. She's right, you know. One other, I know that this wouldn't be happening today without him, and that's Don Godden for all his technical help and confidence in me, and without, well, I just couldn't do it without him. Thanks, mate.
Is that, you sure you remember to say everything now, Brian? You know. Now, do we know what you're up to next week? Come on. Euro final. Is this one result that we're going to see duplicated next week then?
I'd like it, yeah. Well, Isles and Winkle, 820 metres speedway track. who knows, you know, first day at the gate, and then I'll give it some welly and see what happens.
So slightly higher gearing for next week then?
Yeah, I'll have to get it right first time, though, next time, won't I?
Well, we obviously wish you the very best of luck. We know you do represent us brilliantly on the European tours, but we do wish you the best of luck for next weekend. I'm sure they're getting off this stage in a minute, because we've still got the 350s to present, you know. But I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to be joining you in the beer tent. That won't be shutting in a hurry. We'll follow on with the celebrations in a very few moments. I'll give you, of course, the man who's obviously very popular in this part of the country, our British champions, Scott Dunn and Brian Palmer. Well, I knew we'd get to the 350s eventually. We have got 3 more winners to bring up on here, and of course, the 350 title is one that I keep saying every meeting I go to this year, that the 350s are getting stronger and stronger. I'm pleased to say you may have heard a name of a manufacturer mentioned a few moments ago. It was, of course, the winning manufactured engine in the 500cc sidecars. But have any of you realised that out of all these classes, Godden-powered machines won the left-hand sidecars, they won the 500 sidecars, and now I'm going to be saying to you, they've also won the 350 solo. A brilliant achievement for a manufacturer, and I think you'll be pleased that Godden have actually helped the revival of the 350s, and I would like to say that these 3 very well-deserved winners are coming up to receive their trophies. In 3rd place in the 350 British Championships for 1993, it is, of course, Wayne Broadhurst. Well, we've got 3rd place finisher up here, Wayne Broadhurst. We move on to the 2nd place finisher, a young man that really did impress us earlier on this afternoon. One mistake, and of course it means he ends up in 2nd place. But he's ridden brilliantly well this afternoon. It is, of course, Richard Musson. Well, there is just one more person I've got to get up here. He is, of course, the one that takes the 350cc British Championship title for 1993. He's ridden very, very hard. I think when he went round the track 3 or 4 times after he finished, he was very pleased with this result. It is, of course, Tony Atkins. He's run out of hands as well, but no, Tony, if you could turn around that way, look, I'm sure this photographer will want to take a picture of our British champion. It's going to be appearing in every single newspaper, we hope, during the week. And chance, as the pictures have gone, for me to have a quick word. Tony, of course, you are the 350 champion, and I know that up at Donington a few weeks ago, you impressed me, because I haven't seen too much of you this season, but you love riding the 350, and a just result.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how it's gone today. Had a bit of luck with Richard dropping it, but that's racing, isn't it?
Well, we've heard that comment a lot this afternoon, that's racing, but to actually win a title does take some doing. It's your name that's going in the history books. Were you really, I've got to say probably a week ago, were you thinking in your own mind that it was possible?
Yes.
No, I always love to hear riders say that, because there's nothing worse than somebody saying it wasn't a surprise to me.
When you come to meetings like this, I thought I'd have a good chance, but my backup team, my father and Steve Simmons, they were 100% that I was going to win it, and I was the one going around saying, no, well, you know, it might be somebody else, but they knew before they actually come here that I was going to do it, I think, so.
Oh, that's excellent. Obviously a complete team effort, but I will have a quick word with this man because you've mentioned it already. You did look as if you were going to be the man that was going to take this title this afternoon, Richard. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but that did look how it was going to go. Just one of those things, or did something actually go wrong?
No, it just slipped on when I was the track. Just a mistake, really, a bit stupid, but that's how it goes.
Well, that is how it goes, and I know that we're more used to seeing you riding a 500 machine, but have you enjoyed riding this 350?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've done 3 metres, I've never had a few problems, but yeah, you've got an engine from Alan Bellham's used to do, which seems quite good, but this is the last 350 race today.
Well, Richard, I would say that your name does still go in the history books, obviously, of being second this year. Maybe next year it's going to be up to first place. And Wayne, I think I've got to bring you in here and say the same thing to you, really. Third this year, a good result. You had some very hard races earlier on today.
Yeah, I was very pleased with it. A lot of good riders here, and very pleased to finish third.
Well, pleased indeed, because you will go into the history books. If I can move away quickly, once again, I would say to you, we've got all 3 of them up on the platform for the 350cc 1993 British champions. And yet again, another golden engine wins. It is, of course, Wayne Broadhurst, Richard Musson, and Tony Atkins. And if I can thank all of you for staying for what turned out to be quite a lengthy presentation, but I think it's always worth getting a few comments with these riders. I wish you all a very safe journey home. Obviously celebrations are going to continue in the beer tent, I would assume. I wish you all the very best of luck.